Yo, what's up, y'all? Check it out. I don't know if you saw my video that I did. Whoa, my video that I did. I don't know, about a month ago, about my car possibly getting repoed. Well, I did that video, and I decided to take my car to CarMax. So I took it to CarMax, and they only wanted to give me, I think, $27,000 for it, and it's worth like 35. So I said no. And then Chase was sending me a lot of mail and saying, hey, we're gonna repo your car. And I knew they were gonna repo my car. And it didn't bother me, because to make true change, to really change your life, you have to sacrifice a lot. And so I wanted to sell it, even though I was gonna lose a lot of money on it. I decided not to that day. And it's interesting because today I was riding my bike and I got a flat tire, and Lana had to come pick me up, and we had to ninja flip it into my car, into my truck, right? So I had my brand new bike that you all helped me buy, and it was in my truck. It was in my truck. And so I parked the truck in Lana's backyard. So with all this maintenance that I've been doing and all this landscape, I took down that privacy fence, because I'm just doing so much, from pavers to gardening, like landscaping, all this stuff. So I took down her privacy fence and I parked the truck way back in her backyard. Well, this evening, about a half hour ago, I heard this really, really loud truck, and I was like, whoa, what's that? I went out there, and there's this gigantic, like, dinosaur looking, I don't know, tow truck. And he went in Lana's backyard, and he's just doing their job. The bank's just doing their job. That doesn't bother me. It does bother me that he did go in Lana's backyard to get the truck. I could understand if it was in the front yard or whatever, just the side of the house, but it was way deep in her backyard. But the bike was in there, and he was already attached to the truck and was leaving. So I had to stop him and say, hey man, I got to get something out of that truck. So I got my bike, y'all. There would have been nothing I could have done if he would have taken off with my truck and that bike. So I'm so thankful. He asked me for the keys. I didn't answer any questions. I didn't tell him my name. I just said, hey man, I know you're just doing your job, have a rad week, all good. And it doesn't bother me. I went inside, Lana gave me a big hug. Lana's very supportive. Again, I don't fear anything, y'all. Before this, I was never late on a car payment my entire life. I was keeping up with the Joneses, Even 3-4 years ago, my monthly nut, I had to make like $7,000 a month. That means every 31 days, I'd have to make $14,000 to have this, to have that, to have this. I'm selling everything I own, y'all. I only got 5% of what I own, and I'm having a garage sale this weekend. I do not care about material things. If it doesn't serve me, I do not need it. I'm thankful that the bank lent me money to get that vehicle, and they rightfully own it, so it doesn't upset me at all. What I'm packing, 50 items, I mentioned to Lana today, and I mentioned to Lana on the ride home. I said, Lana, I'm gonna take that car back. I'm gonna take the truck back to CarMax this Monday, and whatever they give me, I'm just gonna say, fine, go ahead. That's interesting that I had that conversation with her this evening on the way home, and then they actually took the truck. But I also told her, I said, when I have my backpack, because I got my backpack, I actually bartered for it. I traded an old microphone that I don't use anymore to an up-and-coming YouTuber, and she traded me her backpack. And also on the ride home, I said, whatever I have packed from my bike, because I got to take my bike, I have to deassemble it. Now I can't even go get the flat tire changed, right? Because I called a bunch of bike shops, and there's like this Coke versus Pepsi or Apple versus Google. It's like bike shops, traditional bike shops don't work on e-bikes, so he wouldn't even fix my tire because it was an e-bike. So I found a bike shop that will work on my e-bike, but now I can't take it there because I don't have a truck. So I'll figure that out. But anyways, I have to deassemble my rad bike in 4 days and then ship it to Kauai. And so so thankful that they didn't get the bike, because then I would have been upset. I would have been, very, very sad. It would have hurt my feelings, even though all of this is my fault. These are decisions that I made deliberately And they aren't easy decisions. You know, I try to have the utmost, highest character. You know, I try to be open and honest. But when you truly want to change your life, y'all, you have to make some drastic changes with your health, with your attitude, with your beliefs, the way you treat people, the way you see what reality is, what you're not going to believe. If you're going to believe big government, if you're going to believe big pharma, if you're going to believe credit card debt, student, you can live any way you want to live. And I'm trying to be the example. My lifestyle, my future lifestyle might not, you know, fancy you, but I'm going to take control of my personal sovereignty. I'm not owned by anyone. I don't have a logo here. The US government doesn't own me. Apple doesn't own me. Sponsors don't own me. Nobody owns me. I don't owe anybody anything. And so that's why I'm going to nature, and that's why I'm going to Kauai to take back my personal sovereignty. And if I own something that does not serve me, I'm going to give it to someone or I'm going to sell it. And so I mentioned Alana, I'm like, all right, so when I have these 50 items and I have my backpack packed and I have my bike deassembled and I'm at, you know, FedEx ship and they ship off my bike, I'm like, I know that whatever I'm taking, I'm gonna split that in half. Because you know how we always overpack, but I've done so much due diligence, y'all. I've done so much research, and this isn't my forte. You know, I'm a marketing ninja. You know, this camping stuff, this MacGyver things with bikes and mechanical and all this stuff. And so I already know that I am overpacking. So I'm gonna ninja chop that in half, whatever I'm taking, because I wanna travel light, y'all. I was gonna do an interview today with this super rockin' ninja. I was waiting at the park because I got a flat tire. And I was waiting for Lana, and I took a nap on my cool little mattress that I bought for 10 bucks, y'all. It's like a $140 air mattress, bought it for 10 bucks. I drove 9 miles for that, y'all, at Publix to go meet this rad little ninja who's moving to Oklahoma, and so she pretty much gifted that to me. And so I was testing out, took a nap at the park, and I heard this beautiful voice, and I heard this woman playing a guitar, and she was singing. And I was just about ready to ninja flip and go film her and listen to her performance and hear her share with you all her spreading the love with her voice and her artistic expression through her guitar. And I was going to interview you afterwards, but Lana came and I didn't get to do that. But all of this equipment that you all have donated, the money that you've donated, you know, I don't have any more, and I'm $3,500 short. But I have spent so much time on buying the correct stuff that I need, like this light right here that I have, right? This tent that I'm in right now, right? This phone that I'm in right now. And so that is going to help me find little ninjas, locals or not, that live on Kauai, if you want to call them hippies, if you want to call them entrepreneurs, if you want to call them farmers, if you want to call them whatever. I'm on Team Human, y'all. I love humans, and I'm really falling in love with nature. And I want to meet those people and I want to share them with you. And so this equipment, I'm gonna be on the move, y'all. My goal is to do an interview once a day. Once a day. I have no idea who it's gonna be. I'm not making any connections there. I'm not planning anything. I'm keeping it raw and I'm trying to stay rad. And so, you know, I wanna do over 100 interviews while I'm there for 60 days. So that means I gotta do, you know, I think 30 days. So I'm just gonna be bringing the content. And I know that bigger and brighter and more peaceful things are coming my way. This is 2 years in the making, Kauai manifestation. I've had to change my life, y'all. I haven't had a drink in over 2 years. Over 2 years. I think it's 26 months, y'all. Right? I'm currently right now 10 months celibate, y'all. No sex. And before that, I went 14 months, right? I have not stepped in a casino, I think, in 28 months. I have not gambled one time, y'all. No drugs, no booze, no sex, no alcohol, no gambling, none of that stuff. And those were my unhealthy habits. And I tell you what, I don't desire any of it. When I am more down the road of the healing process and I feel confident that I could be myself, I think sex and intimacy will be in my future. But, you know, it's very, very hard to do what I have done. And I have served at the same time, which was my goal. There's a lot of conversations, a lot of people that I play with behind the scenes. Our group has 50,000 rock and rad stars. And I don't regret some of the tough, difficult decisions that I've made. I'm even behind on my child support. You know, and I let that open public, you know, but, you know, my first ex-wife, I spoke to her, she's cool with it. I know there's an abundancy coming my way, and I know that I'm doing it the true, authentic way. I'm not working for somebody that I don't want to work for. I'm not pushing a product that I don't want to push. I'm not building a website for something that I don't agree with. I'm not chasing the money. I'm being who I am, and I'm being true to myself through my thoughts, my opinions, my artistic creations, and I'm just being me. And I'm hoping it gets easier when I get to the island, you know, and when I get to the island, you know, I might run it, it might be completely different. It might be what I expect, but at least I said, hey, I gave it a shot. I chased my dreams, I chased my goals. I can always go make money, y'all. I can always go back, you know, I own Arizona Web Kings, you know, I've did that for 11 years. I mastered that, but I found out that it created more stress. It created way more anxiety. It created way more depression. And what did that lead me to? Drinking, right? Sex, right? Doing drugs, right? Being addicted to prescription drugs. That was a wreck. That was a mess. But yet, you know, people would look at me and be like, wow, he's got his shit really going. You know, a lot of old friends that, you know, that I speak to, or even family members like, duh, you better get your shit together. I'm like, yo, I have my shit more together right now than I've ever even fathomed. You know, I drive around on my bike, ride around on my bike, and the first people think, you know, by the way I look with my mohawk, or, you know, I'm just playing around in the park, people think I'm homeless, people think I do drugs, and I'm like, yo, I am in the best position that I've ever been in, because I don't care what anybody thinks of me, and I'm not people pleasing. I'm not doing what society thinks I should do. I'm not keeping up with the Joneses. I'm not doing what everybody else believes I should be doing. I'm healing myself, y'all. I'm not going to rehab. You know, I don't have all this. I'm doing this myself and with a select few friends, close friends, in a very, very tight knit, healthy circle. And so I just wanted to share that with y'all. I'm popping cherries, y'all. I got my car repossessed. They almost got our bike, y'all. If they almost got my bike, I would be very sad. I would be very, very sad. They did not get our bike. My bike is still flat. I'm gonna get that fixed. But I guess the lesson learned in this is try to make the best decisions every single day, no matter small or big. But make sure you make the decisions that are going to make you happy, okay? They're not going to be the easiest decisions. They might not be the right decisions. But make sure that you make the decisions that make you happy in the present and possibly in the future. Don't people please. You know what I mean? A lot of the decisions are tough. You know, you got to sit with stuff. You got to sit with it, and you got to deal with it. But as long as you believe your decisions are going to take you to a better place in the future, and it's going to make you happy, not your partner happy, not your children happy, no one else happy. It's going to make you happy. Because what I'm learning over this 25, 26 months is that the happier I get, I'm not going to say the more confident I get. The happier I get, the more superpowers I have. And my most rad superpower is self-love. The happier I am, the easier it is for me to harvest that self-love. And when I have that self-love popping, and I'm glowing, and I'm at the supermarket, or if I'm in, you know, a farmer's market, or if I'm at the bike shop, or if I'm outside in the park, you know, talking to complete strangers, they can see that, they can sense that, and it's contagious. Every person I drive by, I hit them with that smile. I give them a little what, and I smile. A lot of times people avoid eye contact. A lot of people avoid even looking at me. But if I hit them with that smile, 99.9% chance that they'll hit me back with that smile. I would rather be riding my bike poor, financially poor, spreading the love, spreading smiles, than having all the money in the world. It literally feels so good to be happy. And I'm finding out the less I have, the happier I am. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Hopefully, something that I said might inspire you a little bit, maybe make a small little change, and then another small little change, and another small little change, and another small little change, and you create your Kauai manifestation, whatever it is that you want to do. People are telling you can't do this, you can't do that, or You know, is your husband holding you back? Is your girlfriend bringing you back? Is your wife holding you back? Are your children, is your coworkers? Who's holding you back? Who's holding you back? And if they're holding you back, politely, kindly, peace be with them. Make you happy. You're the only person that you have to deal with 24/7. And when that head starts talking, starts whispering, right? You could turn that off and, you know, those thoughts might even start texting you, right? You can't, you know what I mean? You can't get away from your inner demons. You can't get away from your inner anxiety, your inner depression. So if you can build tools and if you can find ways to make yourself happy, do it every single day. Do it every single day, because that will get you closer to your dreams and that will get you closer to your true potential. And the last thing I'll remind you of, do not count on anyone. Do not count on anyone, because you'll get let down, right? No one owes you anything, ever, 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 ever. And that's something that I have to keep telling myself. No one owes me anything. If you do an act of kindness in your head, do it because you truly, truly want to serve them. You want to help them. Because you know what? If you help someone, maybe you're the only person that can help them. Maybe you're the only person that day, that week, that month helped them. And that little help, that little nudge, you gave them an orange, you gave them a banana, you know what I mean? You help them across the street, they drop something, you pick it up, you hit them with a smile on a bike. Maybe that can ninja flip them into, you know, serving someone else and serving someone else. So don't count on anyone. Count on yourself. Believe in yourself. Everybody is lovable. You can say I love someone. Everybody is lovable, and I'm learning that on my end too. Everybody is lovable. Everybody has a valuable story, and you can do whatever it is that you want to do. Don't count on anybody. Do it yourself. Take a lot of risk. You're going to fail a lot. You might get your car repoed. But as long as that you're confident, that you believe that you're being the best human being that you can be, and that you are serving and you're making this world a better place, it's all good, y'all. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you soon. Keep it raw. Stay rad. Bye.